Live, we're live. Let me just update the thumbnail. The moment. Anybody listen to Linkin Park? Quicker. All right, updating thumbnail. Good, we're good. Okay. Enough of that. Everything's updated, we're good. No, I wasn't singing, never have ever. I hope you guys know, man. I literally had today, just so you can, I'm justifying my stalling. I'm literally almost done eating. Quick as I could, and I'm almost done. I literally had a 6 to 6 today. 7 to 7. I was basically been out for like 12 hours. I was like, I need something quick. I need to eat quick. So that's why I kept delaying stream. So luckily, we've meal prepped. So we're also good for tomorrow. We're done eating. No stalling. No, we're not stalling. This is stalling. You guys ready? About weathering heights. Don't make fun of me, okay? I'm not gonna watch the movie. I'm not gonna watch that crazy rom-com. But I hear the book is like it's actually like a thriller, psychological, suspenseful thing. I was like, all right, I'll buy it. The book didn't look that big, so I'm like, I can read this. I can read it. All right, now we're done. Now we read. Oh, we're gonna read for like an hour. We have meal prepped enough for tomorrow, so we're good. Oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah, I was singing a little bit. Sometimes, man, when I'm out too long and I gotta de-stress, I just jam fucking Linkin Park. Easy, you're American, you see the Super Bowl and Bad Bunny? Fuck yeah, man. Bro, why is my girl a fucking Patriots fan, man? We got fucked so badly. Man. Yeah, everybody was jamming to the fucking Bad Bunny concert, and then some walked out. I'm like, oh, this party is getting a little heated. Hold up. I thought we were all Bad Bunny fans. Oh, people are walking out. Oh, they're back. Okay, we're good. Everybody was very civil. I hear crying. Yeah, everybody was very civil. It was okay. Dun, 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 dun. All right, we're going straight into reading. I don't know why it's that chat. It's my old font. Muted? I'm muted? No, I'm not muted. You guys are muted. Can you guys hear me? Who said that? Cammy said I'm muted? Oh, wait, what? Why is it the old chat? Refresh. Kid Rock halftime? What's that? Who's Kid Rock? I don't know who's Kid Rock. My boomer saying I don't know who's Kid Rock. Alright, test works. Oh shit. Hi, Shadow Slave. Here we go. Oh, well, I still have it set as LOTM chapters. This is COI. Yeah, who's Kid Rock? You don't need to know? Alright, bet. As long as I don't need to know. Alright, I trust you guys. We're going straight into reading! No stalling! Zero stalling today! We've been out way too long, and we are going to read 1 hour of glorious peak COI. Circle of Inevitability. Look at that. We did it good. Pronunciation first try. Finish my mind and do it. Let's go. Now, before we start, 2 seconds of stalling. You guys have convinced me to read Peak. I will now convince you to watch Peak. Look, I'm looking directly into the camera. Is my camera crooked? No, it's not crooked. Here we go. Circle stalling. No stalling. This is the intro. We're 30 seconds into the intro. Hold up. If you say I'm stalling, we're gonna stall longer. Say it. I dare you. I dare you, Harsh. Here we go. Watch Dark on Netflix. Only 3 seasons of peak. All right. If you guys did not like the ending of Stranger Things, just know Stranger Things decided to copy Dark's homework and didn't do it that well. Dark did it better. But I'm just saying, watch it. Watch it. Watch it. Watch it. Watch it. Watch it. Once you guys watch it, come back and let me know how good it was. All right? Let's go right into it. Chapter 5 is called Card. We got Lumion, and oh my god, I forgot the sister's name. Aurora? Aurora, right? So you guys said Aurora just without the at the end. Aurora? We learned French. We're like in the outskirts of Intis. To stall or not to stall, that is the question. Never shall we stall. Let's go right into it, man. Never stalling. All right, updating my timestamps. Let's go. I just ate, man. I'm already bloated. But that should keep me from dry mouth, so I think we're good. What the fuck is this? Oh, I'm updating the Shadow Slave chapters. Hold up. Gotta hide that. COI chapter. Chapter 5. Here we go. Cook yourself? What? I did cook myself. We finished though. Oh, before I forget, let me put chat. Let me pop out chat. And now, why do I have to log into Restream? Are you fucking kidding me? All right, my cabbages. I completely forgot about my cabbages. All right. Chapter 5 is called My Cabbages. I'm kidding. It's called Card. Tarot card? Bro, why is the first word of today's stream, I can't even pronounce it, Kirsch?
Kirsch.
Oh, I said it right. Kirsch. Kirsch. As expected of someone from a big city, Lumion's gaze eventually landed on the glass in the lady's hand. The distilled spirit made from sugar and fermented cherries had a color of texture that appealed to the ladies. Of course, they could replace the cherries with other fruits, but it would alter the taste only slightly. Cordu's Old Tavern had a limited stock of the high-grade wine, including Kirsch, which Madame Palis fell in love with during her visit to the provincial capital, Bigorre. Madame Palis was the wife of Biost? Yo, what's up? The wife of Bios, the local administrator, and the terrible judge. Her noble ancestor had lost her title during the Emperor Rizal's reign. Lumia knew that she was also one of the mistresses of the Padre Guglielmo Benet. But not many people in the fuck, man, these names are hard. But not many people in the village knew about it. Lumion shifted his gaze away from the lady and walked towards the bar counter. A man in his 40s wearing a linen shirt and trousers of the same color was sitting there. His brown hair was no longer lush, and his face was creased from years of hard labor. He was none other than Pierre Greg, Raymond's father. Another Pierre. At least a third of the people at the bar would answer to the call of Pierre. Lumion had joked earlier in front of Leia, Ryan, and others. Wow, this is a long chapter. Yo, what's up, guys? Damn, this is a long chapter. In the village, when people talked about Pierre Guglielmo, oh my goodness, they had to specify which family they were referring to. Many families had fathers and children with the same names, making it impossible to tell them apart without adding Pierre. Bro, there are too many asterisks on this fucking name. A-I-N-E, but like, bro, there's a I, but like with a little triangle, and then there's a E with the little dash. Oh my goodness. Or junior to their names. Raymond sauntered up to his father's side and asked, Papa, why don't you go to the square and chat with the others? The men in the village always conveyed under the ancient elm tree or in someone's abode, where they'd spend the day playing dice, cards, chess, and swapping all sorts of rumors. The taverns cost money after all. Pierre Greg, with a glass of rich red wine in hand, turned to his second son and said, we'll go later. There shouldn't be many people at the square now. That's right. Where did the men in the village go? Lumion was immediately perplexed. He had noticed the absence of the village men at the square. Monsieur, I want to ask you something, Lumion said bluntly. Pierre Greg immediately turned alert. A new prank. Oh, a new prank, you say? What is it? The story of the boy who cried wolf does indeed have a basis in reality. Lumion turned his head, gesturing for Raymond to speak. Raymond hesitated for a moment, gathering his thoughts. Yes, love. Is it Annie? like Attack on Titan Annie, like Annie, Annie, but Ain? I don't know. It's hard to pronounce. Or at least with all those little asterisks on it. Papa, how long ago did the Warlock legend you told me about happen? The one where it took 9 bowls to pull out the coffin. Pierre Greg gulped down a mouthful of wine, his brows furrowed in puzzlement. Why are you asking this? You know your PP. Wait, that is not. The word is not PP. Is it? You know your Pepe, right? You know your Pepe told me this. Dude, I don't know fucking French, man. Is it PP or Pepe? What the fuck is it? You know your Pepe, I assume it's Pepe like Papa, right? You know your Pepe told me this when I was just a wee lad. The Ristone province where the Cordu was located and the neighboring provinces of Aulay and Suhit. Oh my god. It's barely chapter 1. Oh my god, bro. We're located in the south of the fuck, I hate Intis so much already. Bro, I don't even like Intis. I hope we leave so no, I'm kidding. I assume this is their new background. So we gotta get used to the French. We love the French, by the way. I'm sorry. I love the French. I love me, my French friends. And I love the French. I love going to the French. I love it. I'm a fan. The Intis Republic, they were famous grape producers, and the wine here, especially the inferior ones, were very cheap. In some years, people could even drink wine like water. Oh, I guess Harsh doesn't like them. I love the French. Raymond was disappointed because it had been a long time since his grandfather had passed on. Suddenly, Pierre Greg chimed in. Your Pepe claimed that he saw it with his own 2 eyes, that he was but a young man. It spooked him so much that he became deathly afraid of owls. He was convinced that their evil talons could snatch his very soul away. Lumion and Raymond's eyes sparked with excitement, almost in unison. Merde. Right? I that means shit. I know they said this word in Expedition 33. Merde. That was the actual clues. The legend of the Warlock. It was something that someone had actually experienced. Did Pepe mention anything about where the Warlock lived or where he was buried? Raymond asked eagerly. Pierre Greg shrugged. Who cares? Not one to be deterred, Raymond persisted, determining to glean and shred of any information. Before he could speak, Lumen intervened with a gentle touch of his shoulders as he spoke loudly. The river awaits us. Ooh. What was the Eternal River called? The Sephiroth? I feel like that's going to be our new one. Raymond was just about to take his leave when Pierre Greg suddenly remembered something. Just because I'm thinking he goes corpse collector already. Hold on, Raymond. You'll soon be a Green Watcher, won't you? There's something you need to be aware of. Green Watchers have their crucial responsibilities of patrolling the highland pastures around the village and nearby fields to prevent any illegal grazing during the grazing, you say? During the prohibited period of livestock for ravagings and saplings. Lumen didn't pay much heed to the conversation and made his way to the tavern's washroom. As he exited the restroom, he took a detour to the female foreigner who was sipping on kirsch. It was impossible to discern her age. Although he had no intentions of striking up a conversation, he observed her with great detail. It might come in handy in the future, just like how he had used Ryan, Leia, and Valentine to infiltrate the Padre's scandalous scene. After a few subtle glances, Lumion was poised to head for the entrance of the tavern to wait for Raymond, where the languid lady in the orange dress looked up. Before Lumion could retract his gaze, his eyes met hers. Lumion felt love interest? No, it's too early for this. Maybe chapter 5. Lumion felt a little awkward of his thick skin couldn't protect him from the unexpected encounter. Many thoughts immediately surfaced in his mind. Maybe I should take a cue from the Padre and administrator of the church and praise her beauty. Or perhaps I should switch gears and hit on her. Alternatively, should I show my inexperience and hastily turn around and leave? As Lumion made up his mind, the lady interrupted his thoughts and said with a smile, "Been having dreams, have you?" Oh? Lumion was hit by a bolt of lightning. His thoughts went numb and his mind froze. After a moment or two, he managed to force a smile and asked, "Dreaming isn't unusual, is it?" The woman touched her cheeks with one hand and sized up Lumion. She chuckled and said, "Lost in a misty dream, perhaps." How the fuck does she know that? Oh, it literally says it right here. How could she know? Lumen's pupils dilated instantly, and his expression betrayed a hint of fear. Despite having experienced many things, he was still young, and for a moment he couldn't control his emotions. Stay calm, Lumion, stay calm. He repeated to himself, trying to relax the muscles on his face before asking, "Did you hear the tale I told you? Those 3 foreigners last night?" The woman didn't reply. Instead, she pulled out a stack of cards from her orange purse, which sat on the chair next to her. She cast her gaze at Lumion once again and broke into a radiant smile. Draw a card. Perhaps it can aid you in unlocking the hidden secrets of that dream. What? Lumion was taken aback. His guard instantly raised. Oh! So what is he gonna be? So he isn't gonna be the fool. Oh, it's gonna be interesting. It can't be a new. It's not a new. It's not gonna be an old tarot card members. It has to be a new Arcana card that we have not yet seen. Okay, all right, this is hype. Tarot. The card resembled the tarot cards created by Emperor Results for. Oh, this is so hype. You know what's funny? I'm pretty sure Klein drew his card in Chapter 5, right? Tarot. The card resembled the... Why did I say Arcana? Tarot cards. The card resembled the tarot cards created by Emperor Resolve for divination. The woman looked down sheepishly and offered a self-deprecating smile. My apologies. I must have grabbed the wrong one. She swiftly... Wrong ones? Okay, we're back. We're back. This is also tarot, but it's from the minor arcana. Yeah, no, it lagged. You don't have the privilege to draw from the... There is a minor arcana and major arcana. We are back. Oh, what the fuck? New pathways. Okay. I remember I've read one pathway and I'm like, wait a minute. I've never read that in my life. That's not one of the 22. We got minor arcanas now? Yeah, that's right. We're back. This is also tarot, but it's from the minor arcana. You don't have the privilege to draw from the major arcana pack, and I don't have the authority to let you. The minor arcana, Jesus, 56. The minor I can't do math. 56 times 20, no, 56 times 10. It's over like 20, right? Okay, here we go. The minor arcana consisted of 56 cards divided into 4 suits, each representing chalices, wands, swords, and pentacles? I said tentacles. Okay, pentacles. What is she talking about? Lumion was bewildered by her words. The woman was stunningly beautiful and sophisticated, yet there was an air of eccentricity about her that suggested she was not entirely sane. Draw one, she urged, waving the minor arcana cards in her hand. It's complimentary, so there's no cost to try. Oh, it's free, of course. Okay. It may be the solution to your dream predicament. Lumion chuckled. My sister once said that 3 things often come at a most hefty price. That is true. No such thing as a No such thing as a coincidence. 1 is a coincidence, 2 is something, and 3 is not a coincidence, right? That was the saying in LTM. My sister once said that 3 things often come at most hefty prices. That may be true, the lady said after some thought. She laid down the minor arcana card with a delicate touch and careful not to upset the glance of Kirsch that sat beside it. But as long as you don't pay no matter what, how can I, a foreigner, expect to make you pay, Cordu? That's right, perhaps it's worth a try. It wasn't easy for me to get a hint about the dream. I got to give it a try, but what about the Warlock's curse? Maybe I should get the Aurora's help. Lumion's mind raced with conflicting thoughts, and he couldn't decide what to do. The woman seemed to mind his hesitation. Oh, the woman didn't seem to mind his hesitation. One sec. Let me turn off this night filter. One sec, just don't want to show anything. Okay, we're good. After what seemed like an eternity, Lumion finally made up his mind. Slowly, he leaned forward and reached out. I bet it felt like an eternity right before we started to... sorry for the wait again. After what seemed like an eternity, Lumion finally made up his mind. Slowly, he leaned forward and reached out his right hand. Oh, wait, I don't want to accidentally read. Carefully, he shuffled through the stack of minor arcana cards and extracted one from the middle. What is it? 7 of Wands. Oh, what the fuck is that? 7 of Wands. The languid woman's eyes drifted towards the card. The image depicted a man in verdant attire standing atop a mountain with a determined expression on his face. In his hand, he held a wand poised from battle against 6 wands representing his enemies that were attacking from the foot of the mountain. What does this mean? Lumion asked. The woman's lips curled into a smile. I shall interpret it for you. Okay, so it's not the Fool. I shall interpret it for you. It symbolizes crisis, challenge, confrontation, courage, and etc. Music change. End of chapter when Lumion goes to sleep. Bet. However, what really matters, let me know, Cammy, However, what really matters, thank you again, thank you as always. However, what really matters is that the card now belongs to you. When the time comes, you will discover its true meaning. You're giving it to me. Maybe we can track that. He shouldn't hold on to that. Lumien's confusion grew with each passing moment. Could this card truly be cursed? The woman ignored his query and started to put away the remaining cards. She picked up the glass and finished the remaining kirsch in a single gulp. With grace strides, she made her way towards the staircase on the other side of the old tavern and ascended to the second floor. It was obvious that she lived there. Lumien felt the urge to follow her, but something held him back. His thoughts were in disarray. Is this an ordinary card? Hell no, it's not, brother. She gave it to me. Does this mean that she'll never be able to use that deck again? Aurora might be able to shed some light on this. At this moment, Raymond approached Lumien. What's the matter, my friend? Nothing much. The foreigner was quite the looker, isn't she? Lumien said patronizingly. I reckon your sister, Aurora, is far more beautiful. Raymond then lowered his voice. Lumien, my Pepe. I was about to say the other word. Oh my goodness. Lumien, my Pepe has been gone for ages. What should we do next? Lumien, who was in a hurry to leave, pondered for a moment before answering. Firstly, we can track down an elder around your Pepe's age. It's so weird saying Pepe. Firstly, we could track down an elder around your Pepe's age who... Why am I going Pepe? Pepe. Who is still kicking. Alternatively, we should head to the cathedral and examine the registry. But that's something to consider at a later time. Lumien remembered his recent altercation with the Padre and decided it was better to avoid the cathedral unless it was absolutely necessary. As the only cathedral in Corju, it held significant power, even acting as a government entity. It recorded all the significant events, including deaths and marriages. Before Raymond could ask further, Lumina interjected, let's split up and see who fits the bill. We'll inquire tomorrow. Agreed. Raymond immediately agreed. In the semi-subterranean two-story building, Aurora listened intently to Lumien's tale, her piercing gaze fixed on the wand card in his hand. Hold up. Let me add the 7 of Wands, and let me have Aurora's name spelled. That way I don't have to... I was so tempted to look it up the other day and add it in the title, but I was like, I'm not looking that up. I'm fucking asking to be spoiled. It's like, I can't do that. All right, here we go. Oh, wait. All right, we're good. It's an ordinary card. Oi. Oi is yes, right? Oi, oi. I detect no malice or enhancements. Aurora, grande sore. What do you make of the foreigner's intentions? How did she know of my dream? Lubin asked. Aurora shook her head. Now that she has shown us her hand, we can only wait and see. I will keep a watchful eye on her for the next few days. Oh, and take this card. It may cause changes, but have no fear. I will be watching. She'll be watching? Okay. Is she a spectator? Alright, Lumien tried his best to relax. In the dead of the night, Lumien deftly tucked the wand card into the garment, draping over the back of the chair, then slipped under the covers and shut his eyes. Before long, a dense ashen mist once again enveloped his mission. Oh wait, not mission, vision. Alright, here we go. Music change, right, Cammy? I know, I got you. Grande Soar is... Grande Soar... Grande Big, Soar Sister. Okay. You can just say that since it comes back regularly. Okay, so just say Big Sister. Oh, thank the heavens. You guys are... Dude, I never thought I'd be learning French, man. I ain't even gonna lie. Never have ever think I'd be listening to French. We're playing this maker? Yo, we're playing Vanitas? Or, wait, no, it's Vanitas. Sorry, Vanitas is for Kingdom Hearts, if you guys know Kingdom Hearts. We're playing this song already? Alright. Before long, a dense ashen mist once again enveloped his vision. Without warning, he jolted awake within his... Wait. Whose reverie? Without warning, he jolted awake within his reverie. He sensed his mind clearing and a newfound lucidity taking hold. Yet the dream world swathed into the same murky haze lingering on. All right, bro, next chapter right away, man. The fucking chapter 6 ruins. I'm sorry. Well, hold up. It wasn't a capital him, so it can't be like a him. So it's probably not Klein or the Fool. So let's see who it is or what's going on here. Time step. Wow, what the fuck? 18 minutes. Dude, these fucking... Wow, dude. Yo, man, this dude is making some big-ass girthy chapters. God damn. Let me make sure I have the song looped. Reverie is dreamy state. Reverie is dreamy state. Auberge. Grande is pronounced as grand. Oh, grand. Oh, sorry. The E is silent. All right, so grand, big, and then sewer, sister. All right, for art check, Dumboru, or you could try making a... We'll check. What checks any artworks? Let's see who is his presence. Who is it? Who is about to pop out? Chapter 6, Ruins. Oh, I forgot about the chapter. I'm excited, dude. Man, I'm telling you, these fucking chapters are long, man. God damn. 18 minutes for one chapter. Damn. Chapter 6 is called The Ruins. Lumian's subconscious gaze darted around the room, taking in the familiar sights of the table. Table and chairs? Is it what I think it is? Lumian's subconscious gaze darted around the room. Oh, it's a fucking room. Nope, this is different. Taking in the familiar sights of the table, the chair, the bookshelf, the wardrobe, and the bed. God, shit. Okay. All right. It was his bedroom. Fuck, it's his fucking bedroom. All right. It was his bedroom, but it was cloaked in a thin gray fog. Is this some sort of lucid dream? I'm having a lucid dream. His pupil was dilated as a realization dawned on him. A lucid dream was a rare occurrence where one's mind could think and remember like in a state of wakefulness while still in a dream state. It was still a skill that required specialized trainings to master. Aurora had tried various methods to induce lucid dreams in order to unravel the secrets of Lumian's Grey Fog dream and help him eliminate the later dangers it posed, but she had failed. Bro, she has to be a spectator. Yeah, we have a Discord. Feel free to join it. And if you guys have any artwork that isn't spoiler-free, we can always check them out at the end of the stream. But now, Lumian found himself inexplicably conscienced in his dream. As the shock of the situation passed, he began to consider the possibility of why this had happened. Could it be because the tarot card that represents the Seven of Wands? The woman said it would help me unlock the secret of the dream. Therefore, its function is to allow me to enter a lucid state and explore the area enveloped by the gray fog. Ah, so he can decipher it. Got it. Huh. Compared to my previous impression, the gray fog seems to have faded a lot more. Oh, okay. Is the room disappearing? With these thoughts racing through his mind, Lumian rose from his chair and stood to the side of the room. He placed his hands on the table against the wall and gazed out the window where a completely unfamiliar landscape greeted his eyes. Oh, but is it familiar to us? This dream did not represent the Cordu where he lived. Under a thin, ghostly fog, a towering mountain peak caught Lumian, the Seven of Wands, right? That was the depiction of the card. Under a thin, ghostly fog, a towering mountain peak caught Lumian's attention. It rose up 20 to 30 meters into the air, constructed from brownish red stones and reddish brown soil. Buildings surrounding the mountain, now in ruins, either fallen or charred beyond recognition. Oh, don't worry, Nightshade. I actually already have... don't worry, I have another Shadow Slave video that's still private. Since Shadow Slave went up today in the morning... If I'm still awake when this is up, I'll make it public today. So tomorrow, it's public. If not, I'll make it public Wednesday. Because I do want to at least space videos out. That way, there's at least something going up. But don't worry. We're going to be reading COI tomorrow for 2 hours. And then we should be reading about another hour of Shadow Slave. So don't worry. Just it's going to be a little bit scuffed. Because I'm going to read something when the video hasn't been released yet. So I'm 5 chapters ahead. They resembled the crypts, a disordered cemetery surrounding the mountain's base. The ground was marred. There's 2 streams up. Oh, let's fix that. Hold up. Hard stop. Let me fix that right now. Let me delete one. Let me delete... Thank you for letting me know that, Cam. Thank you for letting me know, Cami. As you can see, we are still using Restream. I apologize. But... let me delete this. Okay, now we're good. Thank you. I don't even know why that happened. That was so weird. Usually the streams would go up right away. So sorry for the people that got the ping right now. The ground was marred by holes and scattered with gravel. Not a blade of grass or a single weed could be found in this barren wasteland. Oh, Money said it first. I am so sorry, Mr. Sunny. I apologize. He said it first. I'm sorry. The fog in the sky thickened to an impenetrable white with no indication of a sun. Lumian could only see if the dead of night under the light of the stars. After a moment of observation, he murmured to himself, "That's it. This is a dream that's been haunting me for years." Oh, it's been haunting him for years, not just recently. Okay. But soon he refocused his thoughts on a more practical question. Where is the dream secret hidden? On the peak or in those shattered buildings? I feel like it'd be at the peak. Lumion did not rush to leave his bedroom and explore the dream. Instead, he stayed put, scanning the air from his vantage point. Yo, what's up, DSV? Suddenly, he caught sight of a figure darting through the ruins of the building surrounding the mountain peak. Despite the fog's thinness and two-story house's limited height, Lumion could shake the sense of the presence. He wondered if he was hallucinating. Take a deep breath, Lumion muttered to himself. Stay calm, be patient, stay calm, be patient. From what I can see, this dream is shrouded in secrecy. It doesn't feel entirely my own. Lumion knew that blindly exploring it could lead to danger. Yes, I will search for that woman tomorrow and see what information I can find. Then I will make a decision. Lost in thought, Lumion withdrew his gaze and prepared to exit the dream to rest in peace. However, he didn't know how to wake himself up while being awake. After numerous attempts to awaken, he laid in bed and attempted to clutter his thoughts, trying to recreate the state he was in while sleeping. After an indeterminate amount of time, Lumion abruptly sat up and noticed the faint glimmer of golden sunlight filtering into the room throughout the curtains. I'm finally awake. Oh, we didn't see what it was. Who was the one walking in his dreams? As expected, sleeping within the dream restores my disoriented state. Then I can escape. Oh, if you sleep within your dream, you wake up. Then I can escape. Lumion breathed a sigh of relief and whispered to himself. In that moment, a knock reverberated through the room. Aurora. Lumion's heart clenched, fearing the worst. It is me. Aurora's voice infiltrated the room. Lumion sprung up from the bed and rushed to the entrance. He grabbed the handle, pulled it open. Lo and behold, it was Aurora standing outside. She donned a white silk nightgown. Her long tresses of golden hair cascaded elegantly down her back. How did it go? She appeared certain that Lumion had just awoken. Lumion held nothing back and recounted every detail that had occurred. Aurora nodded pensively. The purpose of the card was to facilitate a lucid dream. She inquired, what are you going to do next? Lumion grunted curtly. I should grab a bite to eat before visiting the woman and attempt to gather more information to discern her true intentions. Very well. Aurora offered no objection. She added, I shall also pen a letter to someone inquiring about my dream about the dream you recounted and the symbols therein. At this juncture, she glimpsed Lumion's suddenly apprehensive expression and smiled. Fret not, I shall make adjustments. I shall not... What is this word? Change music back? Bet. Let me make sure I have this right here playing. Oh, wait. I don't know if I can play Tarot God. I accidentally clicked on Tarot God. Thank you, Kemi. Fret not. I shall make adjustments. I shall not jettison everything at once. After all, I am the one who instilled it in your principle of gradual progress. Gradual progress. Why did I say gradual? Gradual progress. Well, when you converse with a woman, do not be aggressive. Endeavor to be amicable. It is not that we are fearful of her. It is simply better to acquire another ally than an additional adversary. Understood, Lumion replied solemnly. Cordu Old Tavern. Lumion strode into the Cordu Old Tavern and approached the bar counter. He leaned in and spoke to Maurice Bennett, the tavern owner, who was also doubled up as a bartender. Which chamber does the foreigner madam occupy upstairs? Old Tavern, the only inn of the village, boarded 6 rooms on the 2nd floor for guests to rest their weary heads. Maurice Bennett was not a burly man like most in the village. He had raven locks and blue eyes, but his nose was always red, a consequence of his heavy drinking. He was related to the church's padre, I cannot pronounce his name. Guillaume? My goodness, that is a bad pronunciation. I am so sorry. I have let all our French fans down. I'm sorry. He was related to the church padres Guillaume Bennett, but the two were not close and were merely distant cousins. Why the inquiry? Maurice Bennett inquired, his curiosity piqued. What business would a big city woman have with a country bumpkin like you? There was an obvious look of inquiry on his face. Maurice had a sixth sense for these things, especially when it came to men and women. Lumion scoffed. Aren't you a country bumpkin and a hillbilly? You calling me a hillbilly? Guillaume. Thank you, D. Guillaume. Aren't you a country bumpkin and a hillbilly yourself? We got hillbillies in LTM? I mean, in COEI? All right, hell yeah. Lumion scoffed. Aren't you a country bumpkin and hillbilly yourself? He casually made up a reason. The lady lost something last night. I found it in this morning. Just tried to return her property. Maurice Bennett didn't buy it for a second. Is that so? 8 of the 10 things that came out of Lumion's mouth were lies. What else? Do you still think she'll fall for me? Lumion duetted? That's true. Maurice Bennett was convinced she's in a room by the square opposite of the washrooms. After Lumien's left Maurice polishing glass, eyes striking him. He whispered, just barely audible to Lumien, impossible. Not always. Sometimes people want to try something new. ... Okay. Lumien found the washroom on the second floor, the only spot of the light in dim, narrow hallways, but his eyes were drawn to the door across from it. A piece of paper hung from the brass handle, stark white against the dark red wood, scrawled out in intus, currently resting, do not disturb. Lumien read the note for a few seconds. Instead of rushing forward to knock on the door, he took 2 steps back and stood against the wall. He planned to wait here until the lady came out. Life on the streets had taught him hard lessons. When an opportunity appeared, you seize it with both hands. No hesitation, no second thoughts, no fear. Otherwise, it slipped through your fingers and you were right back to where you started. He would wait as long as it took. The minutes ticking by endlessly as he ignored eyes he felt tracking him, the whispers in his mind. He stood there without a hint of frustration, probably capable of passing off as a statue. Finally, a soft creak. The woman had changed into a pale green dress with white edges. Her brown hair was swept into a tight bun. Those light blue eyes flicked to Lumien before moving to the paper sign on the door handle, a smile dancing at the corner of her mouth. How long did you wait? She asked, not at all surprised to see him there. Oh, she kept him waiting? Is that what's going on? Lumien took a step forward and said, that's not important. He tried to keep his tone even to appear less eager. What do you want to ask? The woman said, cutting straight to the point. Lumien glanced at the empty hallway here. The lady replied with a smile, if you don't mind, I don't mind either. Lumien had already noticed the other occupants of the tavern, including Ryan and Leia, were nowhere to be found. There was no one else on the second floor except for him and the woman in front of him. Lumien asked, organizing his thoughts carefully, what's the secret in the dream of mine? The lady laughed involuntarily. That's for you to answer, not me. She paused for a moment before saying, all I can say is you'll find extraordinary powers there. Extraordinary powers, his pulse roared in his ears. What's the point if it's just a dream? Won't change anything out here. The woman's lips curled into a smile. Who's to say what's possible in the realm of the extraordinary? Perhaps it can. After everything, the power I carve is there for the taking. Lumien's breath caught. It's there for the taking, you say. Okay. The grin slid away as the lady added seriously, but danger's lurking there. Die in your dream, you die out there. Oh, it's like Sword Art Online. You die in the game and you die in real life. No, I'm kidding. That was established in LOTM. Die in the dream, you die out here. Die in your dream, die for reals. Lumien didn't understand, but he chose to believe. The dream clung to Lumien like a shadow, as it had for years, but it was different, somehow special. And Aurora's voice whispered in his memory, careful's never a bad idea. Lumien preferred to view the situation as challenging and consequences as severe. He couldn't afford to underestimate the danger or be careless. Comparing LOTM, no, you know what? I have a soft spot for SAO. That was like one of my first anime, like over a decade ago, when I found out what anime was. I have a soft heart for SAO, okay? I will ride that hill and defend it till my last breath. After a few seconds, he asked, if I stay out, what then? Theoretically speaking, there won't be any consequences. No, especially season 3. Everything you hate about season 3 is not in. Everything you hate about SAO is not in season 3 in Alicization. So it's just good. After a few seconds, he asked, if I stay out, what then? Theoretically speaking, there won't be any consequences. No one will force you. The woman said thoughtfully, but as time passes, I can't be sure if the situation won't change. And the probability of things going wrong is much higher than things going right. How much higher? Lumien pressed 90% to 10%. No, 99.99 to 0.001. That is so fucking drastic. The lady added seriously, of course, this is just my personal judgment. You can't choose not to believe it. Lumien felt a wave of uncertainty wash over him, his mind racing with conflicting thoughts. Recently, I'm becoming convinced that the dream is a hidden danger. Not caring is the worst choice, but if I really want to explore, there's a very high chance that an accident will happen without any knowledge. Should I wait for Aurora to gather more information from her pen pals before making an attempt? But if I do, Aurora definitely won't allow me to use the dream exploration to obtain extraordinary powers. I bet you one of her pen pals is like a Terror Club member, bro. Was in my investigation of the legend to seek extraordinary powers. It's too risky. It can lead to death. Oh, it can lead to death. But if he's a corpse collector, then it's chill. Perhaps I should do the preliminary exploration at the edge of the dream ruins to gather information and not take the risks of entering. I can tell Aurora about the conversation, but I can't reveal the possibilities of obtaining extraordinary powers. Once his thoughts had settled, Lumion gazes at the woman across from him and asks in a low, serious tone, "Who are you exactly? Why did you give me the tarot card of the opportunity to explore the dream?" The woman smiled enigmatically. "I will tell you once you have unraveled the mystery of the dream." You think TC will keep talking with a measly low sequence beyond her? Never. It was fun to watch, but the gun arc, season 2 was weird, not gonna lie. Yeah, and then fucking SA is like, Carrie tell, you know what? It's a gun game. I'm gonna use a sword. He's like, what? All right, you guys ready? Chapter 7 is called Narka? I've never said that word in my life. Narka. All right. Chapter 7. I assume this is still part of his dream. 32. 29. Narka. And he was gender bent for some reason. Author barely distinguished fetish. I know there's a panel. Or no, like he's still a dude, but he has long hair. Like I think there's a point where he's like swimming and he's shirtless and you can see the pecs or you don't see the pecs. So technically he was just a dude with very long hair. Sure, bro. sure, buddy. Fucking get me. Sure, buddy. Tell yourself that. But I did like season 3. I'll be honest, you can probably watch season 3 while I've been watching SAO. Season 3, it was really good. Alicization, it's like 50 episodes long. It's basically like a soft reboot, okay? Let's keep reading. Chapter 7. Once Lumion had... I'm curious to see what else she knows, man. She probably knows more that she's not letting on, right? But once Lumion had departed from the old tavern, he found himself standing on the uneven road, uncertain of where to go next. Let me see if I can kind of lay back and just chill for a little bit. Hopefully you guys didn't see my toes. I'm sorry. The morning the sun bent down. Make sure you guys blur that. I'll have my editor. I don't have an editor. The morning the sun bent down upon him, albeit was a slight chill in the air. As he deliberated his next moves, Raymond Gregg emerged from the side. "I was just looking for you." Lumion quickly regained his composure. Gotta click on this. "What's the issue?" Raymond appeared, taken aback. "Have you forgotten today we're supposed to seek out the elderly around the same age as my Pepe and inquire about the legend of the warlock?" Editor, is the future easy? This is me making an editor's note. Easy. Go back and blur your foot, "Have you forgotten today we're supposed to seek out the elderly around the same age as my Pepe and inquire about the legend of the warlock?" Lumion ground pressed his hands against his forehead in agony. "Is that so? Why can't I recall? Or is it just your imagination?" Raymond's expression shifted from one of the concern to one of the fear. Just as he was about to inquire further and confirm whether he had imagined the events of our previous day, Lumion's face lit up with a mischievous grin. "You rascal, you're playing a joke on me again," Raymond cursed, unable to contain his annoyance. "You need to work on your cursing," Lumion chided, shaking his head in disappointment. "Even Ava can curse better than you." Ava Lizier, the beautiful daughter of Cordu's village, renowned shoemaker Guyumi Lizier, was now a goose herder. Raymond's expression is light scolding. She dead is light scolding. Okay. Raymond's expression shifted as he muttered Ava. He then looked at Lumion. "She's our friend, right?" Lumion nodded with a smile. "Indeed, she is." The trio, along with Goulier of the Berries and Ava's cousins of Azima Lizier, was inseparable teenagers who often spend their days together. Okay, so they're BFFs. "Why don't we bring Ava on board and help us uncover the truth behind the legend? One of them is so dead." Oh yeah, one's dead. Raymond suggested, "As you know, her father always said, why must a dowry be paid when a woman gets married? How many good families have fallen like this? It pains her to hear it. She might be relieved if she could get some treasure or reward from the investigation. I've also heard the heads of the several families in the village say similar things, including our padre." Lumion added with a sly grin. "They wished their brothers would stay at home forever. Even if they get married, they won't venture out alone to establish a family. That would require them to split the assets and give them their deserving share. Lumion shot a furtive glance at Raymond and continued, therefore, many families prefer to let one of their children become a shepherd. This way, he won't get married and will have certain income. Most of the time, he can support himself. Raymond's expression gradually darkened as he... Damn, and then only one gets everything? That's kind of crazy. Raymond's expression gradually darkened as he considered the implications of the issue. He had never thought too deeply about this before. This was precisely why he enjoyed spending much time with Lumion, although most of the people in the village believed that Lumion had a poor character and enjoyed lying and playing tricks. He was actually more knowledgeable than anyone his age. Raymond, so he's going to be cunning just like Klein. Okay, all right, I'm down for that. Raymond, on the other hand, well, you know what? No, I'd be down if it's like he's a little bit different from Klein. I'd be down if maybe he's like kind of dumb. Or maybe he's more like me. He's very prone to believing everything, and he's not as cunning as Klein. I'd be down for that. I'd be down for like a different like character trope. Raymond, on the other hand, felt like he didn't know much and spent his days and days simply following through his family's arrangements. It's good that you know, Lumion thought to himself before skillfully steering the conversation back to their investigation. It's too late now. We must hurry up and ask around. We will get Alva tomorrow. Yes, we can all bring Gillier Jr. and the Azima on board later. Not only will this potentially lead to gains, but it will also be a fascinating activity that can train our abilities. Oh my god, man, this character gotta die, bro. This is a really hard name. Bring Gillier Jr. and Azima too. Raymond grumbled. Oh my god, bro. Cuttlefish's vocabulary leveled up, bro. God damn. Raymond grumbled begrudgingly. The more people involved, the less his share of the rewards would be. Furthermore, if he included them, he would have fewer chances to win over Ava's affections. Lumians regarded him with a touch of kindness and pity in his gaze. Silly child, do you think Ava will fall for you? Love interest, you say? Her eyebrows are very high and she only wants to marry into a good family, so not Lumion. She clearly has a certain favorite impression of me as a villain, yet she can control herself. In the Dirige region, having high eyebrows meant having high standards. What? And they wouldn't settle for just any average block. So I'm sorry if you have low eyebrows. He's like, nah, homie. Like, you out of my league, or you're not even on my league. My sister always said that it is a strength in numbers. Lumion explained simply, who are the old crockers that we need to visit? You didn't investigate. Raymond asked in surprise. Lumion is a no, don't say that. He's a Giga Chad, okay? You just don't know it yet. I feel like he's gonna be a Giga Chad, okay? How could I have the energy to investigate after the incident with the wand card? Lumion smiled and quipped, of course I investigated. I am just testing your abilities to gather information. Raymond had no doubts. There are 9 elders who are still alive in the village. They are about the same age as my Pepe, or a little older. 6 women and 3 men. Ladies do live longer. Lumion listened quietly, deep in thought. There's no need to visit the last 2. They're from another village and came here through marriage. Let's start with Naroka. The chapter name. She's the oldest and might have been an adult when the warlock incident happened. Naroka's real name wasn't actually Naroka. It was a title of respect for her. In Riston province, married women from prominent families, or those who were the actual heads of the households, were entitled to the title Madam. More than that, their names were marked with an A to proclaim their femininity and prefixed with Na to signify their authority as madams reigning over their domains. Is that real? Like IRL? Okay. Madame Paulus's family had been in decline for a long time. At a home, she dutifully deferred to her husband, Bios the provincial administrator. Therefore, she didn't have a na prefix or an a suffix. She could only be addressed as Madam. Naroka had been widowed early on in life, and as a result, she took over the family's accounts. Despite her 2 sons coming of age, getting married, and having children on their own, she kept her hand positioned squarely on the purse strings of the family fortunes. Damn! Good for her. This was a rare occurrence in Cordu, where men usually took charge of the family's affairs. In families where the father was absent, the eldest child would naturally take back the authority to manage the entire family from there mother once they reached adulthood. Okay, Raymond inquired without questioning Lumien's decisions. As they walked by a few buildings, Lumien spotted 4 old women basking in the sun as they chatted casually in front of a 2-story house. I zoned out, not gonna lie. I know it's probably late for you guys. Oh, Kemi, I know for you it's already the middle of the night. I'm so sorry we did late stream, as long as it is. They sat very close to each other, catching lice on each other's bodies, which was a form of entertainment in the countryside of the Intis Republic that served to bring people closer and express affection. Catching lice is a form of entertainment? What? It's 5 in the morning right now in France? Oh my goodness, I am so sorry for you guys. I'm so sorry to my French brethren. Let's wait a little longer, Lumien replied solemnly, knowing that many rumors in the village were generated and spread throughout such gatherings. After a while, the other 3 old women left one by one because they still had work to do at home. Good morning, Naroka. Lumien immediately walked over. Naroka's hair was grizzled and her eyes were slightly turbid. She wore a dark dress made of rough cloth and her hands were covered in layers of chicken skin with obvious patches of her face. Well then, when will Aurora join us? Many people in the village miss her. Naroka asked with a smile. The men, I suppose. Lumien entered a state where he spoke his truth while the others talked about another matter and asked her curiously, Naroka, have you really seen a real warlock? The one whose coffin 9 bulls couldn't move. Naroka's visage shifted even ever so slightly. Who told you that? His Pepe came back one night to tell him. Lumien began to spout nonsense. Naroka was stunned. Can souls really return? Yes, they can. My papa told me that Pepe had mentioned it when he was alive. Raymond interjected, unable to watch Lumien deceive the elderly woman. Naroka's expression fell. After a moment of contemplation, she spoke up. Before he passed, none of us knew he was a warlock. So he is a warlock. And he probably still has a characteristic. He acted perfectly normal, just like how you don't know that Aurora is a warlock. Just like how you don't know that Aurora is a warlock, Lumien thought to himself, oh, okay, so hold up. They're not like a warlock, right? Like, they're just giving Beyonders the title warlock right now because, like, Aurora is a warlock, but she doesn't. She's more of like a spectator right now when she's like prying into dreams. But who knows? Lumien thought to himself until he suddenly died. That owl flew over. Naroka trolled off, lost in memories. The rest of her tale mirrored the legend. Lumien pressed further. Where did the warlock reside at that time? Naroka glanced at him. It's where you and Aurora are dwelling now. Quiz: who is in the coffin? The warlock. Sound sequence 7 to warlock. Yeah. At first I thought it was like, warlock, like the Beyonder, right? Like sequence warlock. But no, I'm like, no, they're just calling like Beyonders warlocks. At least as of right now. Yeah. Okay. At least until we know, like they probably just don't know what they are, right? So they're just terming them warlock. Where did the warlock reside at that time? That's a cool little twist. Naroka glanced at him. It's where you and Aurora are dwelling. What the fuck? Where did the data warlock reside at that time? Naroka glanced at him. It's where you and Aurora are dwelling now. After the... Oh, is that why she's a warlock? After that warlock was laid to rest, the Padre and a few others ransacked the place and burned it to the ground. For 2 or 3 decades, no one dared to approach that site. Eventually, the matter was forgotten. Later, Aurora came and purchased the land to rebuild the house. Ah, that's why she bought it. Our place. Lumien's heart skipped a beat. This answer was completely beyond their expectations. In a flash, he realized that there was a multitude of problems he had previously overlooked. And that's why he's getting the dreams. With Aurora's knack for making money and his mysterious unearthly abilities, why on earth would she settle down in the rural countryside of Cordu? Cities like the provincial capital. It's explained later, but warlock means mysterious individual who's related to you. Thank you, Unhinged. For a second, I thought you were going to troll me, but I'm like, wait, no, that sounds the truth. Is it lagging? I'm sorry, guys. Cities like the provincial capital, Bigorre, the bustling textile center of the Suhit, or even the capital itself, Trier, would be far better options. Even if Aurora was seeking a place where fresh air and a pristine environment, these urban centers were boosted plenty of areas that would suit her needs. Uh-oh. We're lagging. Ugh. let me lean forward. Oh. Sorry, I had a burp. Nope. Aurora bunny suit? Wait. Is that chill or not chill? Oh, it's not chill. Not chill. Nope. Code red. Not chill. You can put her in like, I forgot this shit. You can, well, never mind. Yep. Code red. You can put her in like a funny bunny suit. Like when you guys showed me all that AI artwork, there's a funny ass one of like of Audrey in like a full body bunny suit. And that was funny. That can work. But code red, guys. Code red. Don't be intis. Do not touch the intis. Stay away from the intis. Force keeping things for me then, bunny suit. All right, let me find my place. Aurora once told him the best way to hide... Am I muted? No. Aurora once told him the best way to hide is to hide in the big city. Lumian's minds raced as he struggled to calm himself. Today, he learned that the land Aurora had chosen for their home, the land where their house stood, had once belonged to a powerful warlock. Where is the warlock buried? Raymond interjected, unable to contain his curiosity. With no hope of finding riches in Lumian's home, he could only hope that the warlock's body held some sort of vulnerable secret. Naroka said with amusement, this was quite the affair. It undoubtedly sounded the alarms for the Padre. In the old days, 9 bulls were gathered to pull... Just find the 9 bulls. There has to be like a 9-bull statue, right? In the old days, 9 bulls were gathered to pull the coffin to the cemetery beside the cathedral. The Padre performed a ritual to purify it. Eventually, the body was cremated and the remains were buried in a grave. Raymond couldn't conceal his disappointment and muttered, I see. Why do you inquire? Naroka scrutinized Raymond's face. Oh, she knows. Before questioning, Lumian cracked and spun a tale that sounded more like a fabrication. We seek the warlock's treasure. Kid, don't waste your time daydreaming, Naroka warned. Understood, Lumian replied meekly. Lumian and Raymond bade Naroka farewell and hit the road towards the town square. There ain't no hope, Lumian. None at all, Raymond muttered, his spirits sinking as they circled the building. Indeed, all could have been buried. Indeed, all that could have been buried has been buried. All that could have been taken was taken decades ago, Lumian replied, nodding in agreement. Despite the bleakness of their situation, Lumian wasn't disappointed thanks to the opportunity in his dream. Raymond agreed, you're right. Of all the tales, only the blasted owl still remains. So we go talk to the owl. Lumian's eyes lit up as he turned his gaze to the forest beyond the village. Owl, he muttered. Raymond recoiled in horror and added hastily, but it must have died years ago. Nah, not if it was a beyonder. He wasn't one for consorting with the likes of owls and other evil creatures. Down south in Intis, owls, nightingales, and ravens were thought to be sinister beings that served demons, stealing away human souls and bring in only misfortune. Someone troll? No, never. I think we got time for one more. So chapter 8 is called Who? Alright. Let me quickly just text the missus a message. Yo, what's up? Yo, how you doing, Misty? One sec, quick message. We're gonna go to the chatting screen. Wait. Let's go. We'll just in full cam. No, we still got one more chapter, buddy. Chapter 8 is called Owl. So it's not called Who. I'm sorry. It's actually called Owl. The idea hit Lumian. I wonder if it's the same fucking owl from LOTM. Maybe it's still alive. The idea hit Lumian like a bolt of lightning, but he didn't practically fancy going through with it. Ignoring the fact that years had flown by since the warlock's demise and the lifespan of owls was measly. Dude, it has to be the same thing. Because I know music changed near the middle of this chat. Bet. Let me know. It has to be it. It has to be the same owl from LOTM. Ignoring the fact that years had flown by since the warlock demise, and the lifespan of owls was measly compared to humans. The sheer number of birds in the mountain was enough to make Lumion reconsider. There were too many of the damn things. The owl doesn't have any distinct markings. No, in the legends, there was no mention of anything specific about the owl. Except that it can talk, maybe? Naruk didn't disclose everything. We did inquire deeply enough. He snapped out of his thoughts and flashed a reassuring smile at Raymond. An owl tied to a warlock could have lived for hundreds of years, true. As Raymond trembled with fear, he reassured him in a calm voice. Don't fret, Monami. Oh, my friend, don't fret, my friend. Don't fret, Monami. For people that play the expedition, sometimes you feel wee, and sometimes you feel woo. Don't fret, Monami. This is my last resort. I do not wish to encounter the monster. Perhaps we should consult another old sage. Narok must have overlooked a vital clue. The man's tone turned seductive. Seductive? What the fuck? I'm fucking learning French, man. I'm kind of proud. Oui. Monami? Misu? Nah, I fucking forgot everything we've learned in the last 8 chapters. Damn it. Sorry. We'll keep learning as we go on. Perhaps we should consult another old sage. Naroka must have overlooked a vital clue. The man's tone turned seductive as he continued. If I were a warlock, I would not keep all my treasures with me or in my home. I would stash them away in case I was about to do like a seductive voice, kind of like mimic him. I was like, nope, hard stop. I would stash them away in the case that Inquisition attacked me. I would not have the luxury of time to collect my belongings. When I must flee, I would be left destitute. The Inquisition of the Church of the Eternal Blazing Sun was notorious for hunting down warlocks and witches. Their heroic deeds were celebrated throughout the countryside. Raymond's face lit up with excitement as he exclaimed, "You are right." He said with a yearning expression, "It's a shame too many years have elapsed. The church has discovered riches must have been spent ages ago." Monami, my friend, that's a dangerous thought, Lumion teased. Underrated. They continued their visits to Pierre Perret? Nefaria? Fucking, what kind of name is this? Underrated. They continue their visits to Pierre Perret, Nefaria, and other elders of the Maury family. Along the responses mirrored Naroka's Lumion and Raymond with their newfound experience managed to extract more details. For instance, to the father? Can you say that in French easy? I'm trying, man. I'm fighting for my life out here, man. I'm trying these French words. And then even the American English words that I think are fucking French at this point. Although the responses mirrored Naroka's Lumion and Raymond's with their newfound experience managed to extract more details. For instance, the owl was medium-sized and resembled its kind. It had a pointed beak, a feline face, brown feathers with scattered spots. Our owl was brown, brownish yellow eyes, and black pupils. Yeah, wait, hold up. That fits the description. However, it was larger than the average owl, and its eyes appeared to spin. It was not as rigid or dim-witted as its kind. All these peculiarities made the owl seem even more sinister in their descriptions. Seems like we're hit a dead end. Lumion stated to Raymond as they traveled to the town square, "We must focus on other legends." Raymond was not as discouraged as he had been earlier. Agreed, but which one should we pursue? This fellow is a proactive and hardworking. Lumion silently praised Raymond's enthusiasm and diligence and readied a reward for him. I'm calling it. Raymond is gonna die when Lumion becomes a warlock, and I'm down. I want to see some misery, like already, bro. I need to see misery before like chapter 20. He nodded and said, "Take your time and reflect on it. We shall discuss tomorrow. I shall impart combat techniques to you this afternoon." Marvelous, Raymond exclaimed, overjoyed but unforeseen instruction. Aurora was a skilled fighter. After all, how else could she handle the savage rounds of the men of the village? Her younger brother was likely to be just proficient. After bidding farewell to Raymond Gregg, Lumion veered onto the trail leading to his home. As he walked, he spotted a group of men approaching him. Oh, this can be good. No, this can't be good. The leader was in his prime, not towering above 1.7 meters in height. He wore a white robe and had the light black hair. With a regal demeanor and decent facial features, the tip of his nose curled slightly in undisguised disgust and malice as he glared at Lumion with his blue eyes. None of the other Padre of the Eternal Blazing Sun and Cordu Guillaume Benet. "I have been awaiting your arrival for quite some time." Guillaume Benet bellowed in a baritone voice. "Did you deliberately bring those foreigners to the cathedral?" Lumion attempted to explain himself as he furtively took a step back. "I thought you were sleeping inside." He had noticed Pons Benet. I'm butchering these names. I know, music soon, right? Yeah, you said at the halfway point. I remember. He had noticed Pons Bennett, the Padres' younger sibling, standing beside Guillaume Bennett. Pons was in his early 30s, muscular, domineering, what the fuck, and a bully. The other individuals with them were the Padres' henchmen. Guillaume Bennett singled Pons for a glance at Lumion retracted. Oh, already? Pons Bennett grinned, turned sinister. Oh. Ain't no way. I was about to ask how long on the first until the first fight or the first scuffle, but I think I just answered my own question. Wait. Is this chill? I read epidemic sound. I assume we play this on Wizz's, right, Cammy? I assume it's chill for Wiz played it. Okay, because I see the word epidemic sound, and I know sometimes they have some songs that are like, oh, you can't play it or whatever, or like you need a license. But okay, yeah, I assume since Wiz has it, it's chill. All right, let's keep playing it. Let me make sure we loop this, and let's go back. If you know the bad movie, you know what bad movie? All right, here we go. Are you guys ready? I'm telling you, I was literally about to ask you, like, how long until the first scuffle or first fight? I was like, is it gonna be earlier than LTM, or is it like, or is it kind of like chapter 70-ish, like around that time? But I think here we go. I think I just answered my question. Pons Bennett grinned, turned sinister as he lunged forward, bellowing, "Rascal, it is time that you learn who's the father here." What the fuck did I just read? God damn, Rascal, it is time that you learn who is the father here. All right. Before I assume it's time you learn who's the father here. Rascal, it's time that you learn who is your father here. Damn. All right. Thank you, D. Before he could complete his sentence, I think I just had like a little Russian accent there. I'm sorry. Before he can complete his sentence, my accents are coming out today. Before he could complete his sentence, Pons had already hastened his steps and pounced on Lumion. The other brutes followed suit. Oh, shit is not good. In Cordu, a place where logic held no sway and apologies fell on deaf ears, brute forces were the only language that could command respect. Guillaume Bennett, the Padre, knew this all too well, having resorted to violence countless times before. So when he learned that the outsiders had been ushered into the cathedral by Lumion, the priest wasted no time in making... I'm sorry, the priest is gonna fuck Lumion up. That's crazy. The priest wasted no time in making his move. He was determined to get hold of the ruffians and pummel him into submission. I'm sorry, a father pummeling someone into submission? God damn, dude. Until he lay bedridden for a month. The Padre was keen to show Lumion the error of his ways and wouldn't rest until someone paid the price for his insolence-based phrasing. That's insane. Of course, he had to avoid Aurora. Regarding the law, he only needed to notify the administrator and the territory judge. Boyce, the city sheriffs were unlikely to investigate such a minor issue in the countryside. As an outsider, Boyce would not offend a local-born Padre unless there was a significant conflict of interest. Guillaume Bennett felt fortunate that the foreigners had not divulged his affair with Madame Paulis, the administrator's wife, to anyone. He was still unaware of this. Despite their speed, Lumion was quicker. Ooh, he's fast. He was quicker. Just as Pons spoke, Lumion pivoted and dashed away. He wasn't familiar with the Padre's character and methods. Previously, a villager had accused Guillaume Bennett of having multiple mistresses and embezzling. He's also involved in embezzling offerings from the eternal blazing sun. He had also bullied others relentlessly in the village, hardly behaving like a man of the cloth. Subsequently, the villager had mysteriously died one afternoon. Oh my god, and he's killing people? What the fuck? Thud, thud, thud. Lumion raced like the wind. Wait for your papa. Wait for your papa. Attends ton pere. Pons shouted while chasing him. His pace was not so sluggish either. The thugs pushed closely behind him. Instead of fleeing along the main road, Lumion darted into the nearest house. The family was preparing lunch in the kitchen when they suddenly saw a stranger burst in. With a swoosh, Lumion darted past them and leaped out of the kitchen window and the back. By the time Pons and his cornies entered the homeowner had regained his senses. He stood up to confront them and inquired, "What is going on? What are you all doing?" "Get out of the way, old man." Oh my goodness. "Get out of the way, old man." Pons shoved his homeowner shoved the homeowner aside with force, but it slowed him down. When they reached the window and jumped out, Lumen had already vanished into another trail. After pursuing him for a while, they had lost sight of Lumen entirely. Sacre bleu, ses chinis fus, sacrilegu, I assume means sacrilegious. Pons spat on the roadside. Outside the semi-subterranean two-story abode, that means damn, those dogs are crazy. God damn these mad dogs. Thank you, D. Thank you, Cammy. Thank you, guys. Outside, I was so off. Outside the semi-subterranean two-story abode, Lumion grasped for breath before finally opening the door and entering the house as though nothing had happened. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4. What is this combination? A series of rhythmic shouts reverberated in his ears. Lumen gazed at the empty space on the other side of the kitchen and observed Aurora's blonde hair tied in a ponytail. She wore a flaxen shirt, tight white pants, and a dark sheepskin boots. Are we going to fight? Leaping around and drenched in sweat, a corridor of the kitchen occupied most of the space on the first floor, serving as a family's quarter. Cooking and dining occurred here, and as did receiving guests. She's exercising again. Lumen was... Oh, she's exercising. She's exercising again. Lumen in boots? What the fuck? You can exercise in boots? Can't change back music? Bet. I was like, oh shit, she gonna like kick him as she's working out or something? Like, are they gonna like fucking jump through the window and try and catch him or something? All right, let me put the music back. All right. She's exercising again. Lumen was accustomed to Aurora's eccentrics and was unfazed by her exercise regimen. Aurora often did strange things without giving any reason when probed. At the very least, exercising is beneficial and is quite a feast for the eyes, Lumen observed silently. What does he mean by that? Lumen observed silently. After a while, Aurora stopped and squatted to turn off the black tape recorder. She took the white towel from Lumion and instructed him as she wiped the sweat from her forehead. Remember, we have combat practice this afternoon. Oh shit, so they're both taking combat practice? After studying and learning combat, aren't you demanding too much of me? Lumion grumbled nonchalantly. Aurora glanced at him, smiling, retorted, you must remember that our objective is the comprehensive development of the 5 educational of morality, intellect, physique, aesthetics, and labor. The more she spoke, the happier she became, as if reflecting something beautiful or amusing. I have always failed moral education, Lumen muttered under his breath. He queried one kind of combat. One of the things he failed to comprehend was that Aurora, who seemed delicate and frail, was an expert in combat. She mastered numerous fighting techniques and could easily overpower him. Really? Damn, okay. Aurora pondered seriously, leaned forward slightly, and gazed into Lumen's eyes. She then laughed heartily and declared self-defense. Huh? Lumen exclaimed in astonishment. Isn't that supposed to be for girls? Aurora stood tall as she shook her head gravely, saying sincerely, boys must protect themselves when they are out. Who says boys don't encounter perverts? The smile on her lips was no longer hidden. Lumen was unsure if his sister was joking or serious, so he remained silent as he retrieved the white towel and headed towards the stairs. Suddenly, he felt something tighten under his foot. As if he had tripped over the obstacle, he stumbled forward. In mid-air, Lumen hastily contracted his abs, extended his arms, and leaned on the chair beside him. He somersaulted and barely landed on his feet. Aurora retracted her leg and chuckled. One of the fundamental combat principles is to be vigilant at all times. One cannot be complacent. Remember that, my novice brother. Her right hand had already clutched Lumien's back, but when she saw that he had regained control of his body, she let go. It's because I trust you too much, Lumien grumbled. He contemplated the matter and realized that this trust was meaningless. He had lost control of how many times he had been at the mercy of Aurora. Aurora coughed and restrained his expression. How did it go with that woman? Lumen provided a brief summary of their conversation before declaring, I intend to wait for your friends to respond before delving into my dreams. Smart decision, Aurora affirmed. Lumen changed the subject. What's for lunch? We still have some leftovers toast from this morning. I roast 4 more lamb chops for you. Aurora, damn, they actually got good food too. Because I remember, at least for Klein, they were struggling like really early on. Aurora replied, like they couldn't even get like good meat for a good while. Like it was all rye bread or just like veggies, like in a soup or a broth, and like that was like luxury food for them. Aurora replied after contemplating for a moment, "What about you?" Like that was, I remember that was something you only did on special occasions. "What about you?" Lumen inquired. Aurora casually said, "I'll just have truffle bamboo chicken shreds topped with some cheese and onion soup. I tried it last time and found it to be quite." Before she could finish speaking, she suddenly froze. The next moment, she raised her hands to cover her ears. The muscles on her face gradually contorted, making her appear somewhat ferocious. Is the Padre striking? Is that what's happening? Lumion observed silently, his eyes filled with anxiety and apprehension. After all, Aurora exhaled deeply and returned to her usual self. Her forehead... What the fuck just happened? Her forehead was drenched in sweat once more. What happened? Lumion asked. Aurora smiled and responded, the ringing in my ear is acting up again. You know that I have this old problem. Okay. Is she hearing the ravings? Mad ravings? Is that what's going on? You know that I have this old problem. Lumion didn't probe further. Instead, she said, all right, then I'll prepare lunch. Rest well. Every time this occurred, his yearning for extraordinary abilities grew stronger, and it became a pressing matter. Oh, shit. That was the end of the chapter. All right. That was good. Let's do overall thoughts. It's been about an hour. Yes, we're only going to do an hour today. The goal is 2 hours tomorrow. Yeah, the goal is 2 hours tomorrow. And depending if this video isn't uploaded by tomorrow, I'll see right now. Depending on how long it's taking for it to upload, I'll probably just upload Shadow Slave tomorrow. No, I'll have Shadow Slave get published in the morning, and then I'll have I guess LOTM published at the end of the day or something. I think that'll be better. All right, we're gonna stop right here. But we've read 8 chapters so far. Tomorrow we start with chapter 9. And we are on the road to our first beautiful milestone. Do you know what that is, guys? Our first milestone is going to be chapter 10 tomorrow. A nice stream? Yeah, it was a nice short 1 hour stream. Yeah, again, I think right now, I'm going to just kind of take it slow. W stream. Yeah, I don't think I can do 2 to 3 hours every day. So I gets a lot of undeserved hate, but some of it is 100% deserved. Wait, hold up. No spoilers. No spoilers. All I know is I think people were mixed on the ending. I remember Discord was very talkative that day. I don't know why. I don't know if it's good or bad. All I remember, some mods and some regular chatters were a little vocal on the ending. But we'll find out. He's talking about Lumion staring at his sister working. Yeah, that part was a little weird. He said it's pleasant for the eyes, and he's looking at his sister. I'm like, She's like wiping the sweat off her face. Like, okay, they got a little intis in them by the sounds of it. Intis is a little freaky. That sounded a little freaky. I didn't want to bring it up there. I don't know if that's just an Intis thing and I know Intis is based on the French, so I don't know if that was a French thing. I don't know. I'm for Lumion Orochimaru. Skill issue. If you know French, you I speak. Okay. All right. We'll leave it there. I'm excited to see what's gonna happen. I'm really curious how now like a double MC like cast is gonna go. Like back then it was just Klein and his posses. Now it's like Lumion and Aurora. So we're gonna see how it goes. I'm kind of excited to see like a 2-character perspective. Intis is way more freaky. Yeah. It's Intis is. Oh wait, yeah. Intis is definitely freaky. Yeah, that's been established. Intis is the freaky capital. That being said, peace. Have an amazing day. No outro just yet. The Padre is fucking crazy. This dude is like into money laundering. He's beating people up. People he's beat up have like mysteriously died the following days. Like, I don't know, man. Something is fucking going on in this city. And I think we need to start seeing some people die. And I think Raymond is dead. I'm gonna lock in Raymond. Raymond is gonna die when we find the Warlock's corpse or characteristic. But we'll see what happens. That being said, peace. I'll see you all tomorrow. Have an amazing day. And sorry for the short 1 hour stream. He also wants to catch a roar. Most chill French priest. Wait. Hard stop. Before I end stream, what do you mean? Oh, yes. The priest was like, oh, what about... Yeah, you're right. Or was it Raymond? No. Yes, what the fuck? The priest... He gotta go. All right, peace. Have an amazing day, and I'll see you guys all very, very soon. Later, guys. Love you all. Love you all. We ended stream. And if you haven't watched Dark, go watch Dark. Just watch 1 episode of Dark. You guys will love it. Thank me later. Or if you have watched, let me know. Lumion said the priest listed over art. Thank you for reminding me. Yeah, that did happen. All right, I'm going to see you guys all tomorrow. Peace. I'll have the stream set up soon, okay? Later, guys.